Hello and good morning. It's been a while since I've talked to you guys. I think it's been like almost a month. Well, to just sum it up quickly, it's just been busy with Christmas. I also had my birthday. I just turned 26. But today I wanted to take you guys along on my Sunday. So I'm gonna start my day by going to this local cafe or like coffee shop. And I'm gonna get some breakfast there, a coffee, read a little bit in my book. And then I talked to my friend Lena about going for a walk today, even though it's very cold. Then I also want to talk to you about my vision board for 2025. Usually it's something that I like to do in December and in January. So like give myself a good amount of time to set my goals. So it's not something that I rush to do, but I also have time to think about like what has been going on in 2024 and what will I like to change in the new year. So I'm almost done with that. And then I thought I would talk to you guys about that, maybe give you guys a little bit of inspiration. Hopefully. And then I also think I need to buy some new tulips because these are not looking great anymore. Well, I'm back home from the coffee shop. It was super cozy and I really enjoyed the vibe. I was very lucky that I got a seat because like 10 minutes after I sat down, it was totally packed. Like people were coming in but leaving immediately after because they couldn't get a seat. So if you want to go there, you have to go there early to get a seat. I got myself a little coffee and a bun with cheese. And it actually came to my mind when I got the bun with cheese that a lot of people has actually recommended Prolo because of their bun with cheese. They're really known for their coffee, but the bun with cheese is also very good. So I think basically just everything is delicious. But yeah, I read some chapters in my book. It's this new book. Okay, let me just get it. Well, it's not a new book, but it's a new book for me because I got it as a Christmas present. It's called The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I got it recommended from this girl who reads a lot of books. So far, it's very good. It's about this girl called Evelyn Hugo, tells about her 7 husbands that she had throughout her lifetime. So I read like 2 chapters in that book, and then I also did a little bit of my vision board and my in and outs for 2025, which is also what I want to talk with you about very soon. I thought before I jumped into that, I would make myself a little matcha drink. Yesterday, I tried out this new matcha drink with sparkling water and lemon, and it was very good, like very fresh and hydrating. It's not a recipe that I found online or anything or on TikTok or whatever. I just added in the lemon because I thought without it, it would be a bit too plain for me. So yeah, on the way home, I also just bought some lemons. I bought the tulips. Ta-da! Very cute. Buying flowers is also something I want to take with me to 2025. It gives me so much joy. And these were only 35 Danish crowns, which is like 4 euros or so. And while we are here in the kitchen, I also want to show you our little upgrade to the kitchen. I got some very good Christmas gift, including a carbonator so we can make ourselves sparkling water, and also a very pretty toaster. Now I'm just talking because I miss you guys. Are you guys ready? Made the matcha. Let's make a little taste test. As I told you, I've only made this drink once, so yeah, but this one is good too. I thought a great way to start this subject was to talk about 2024. It's my third year making vision boards, and so far it's crazy how much that I have done that I put down on my vision board in the beginning of the year. Not because it has to become something like, look at all the things that I have done, but more like, let me show you the power of manifestation. I will put in a picture of my 2024 vision board. In this vision board, there's like a lot of quotes, a little bit of running, creativity, books, a little bit of skincare, museums. It is like my mood board for my vision for the next year. And then I also like to make different categories. I've made the categories work, social media, creativity, me, you and me, trips, and home. But you can make your own categories as you like. I really enjoy working, so having a category about work is quite important for me because I like to set goals work related. Last year I set some goals for my job at the marketing agency, but also some goals for Christian. Like, for example, I had a goal for Christian that we wanted to sell out 50% of our first batch. So far we have made 3 restocks, so we have been sold out a couple of times now, which is amazing. And then for my job at the marketing agency, I also set myself some goals that I wanted to grow inside the agency. I've actually also been promoted. And then I made a social media goals for 2024. Wanted to do some more video content. Also, I set some goals for Christian, like how many followers. I thought I set the goal quite low at 1,000 followers, but well, we haven't accomplished that, but that's fine. And also regarding the video content, I definitely have done more of that since I started YouTube. Creativity, I wanted to read some more books. In 2023, I read 3 books. So I set myself a goal that I wanted to read 4 books. In 2024, I've actually read 6 books. So that's very nice. I wanted to be more creative with like ceramics, more like handcraft. Also done that. I've done like a ceramic course. I wanted to become a better knitter. So my goal was to do 5 knitting projects, and I've definitely accomplished that. And then I had some goals for me. I've put down skincare. I wanted to get better at using a dry brush, hair care, face mask. And that's actually one of the things that I haven't really accomplished. Then I also wanted to go on a solo date, and I did that for the first time 1.5 months ago in the end of November. I also made a little YouTube video about it. I remember when I wrote this in the beginning of last year, I remember it being a thing where I had to like push my boundaries. But when I did it like 1.5 months ago, I didn't really think that much about it. It's just crazy to look at like how you grow in the small things as well. And also a goal that I thought would be like a easy thing was to start journaling. And I think I did that for maybe a month. Oh, okay. I basically just put down my to-do list. I journaled for 20 days, and then 3 months after, I did a little bit of more journaling, and then I stopped. Okay, so I wouldn't say I accomplished that. Then I had the you and me goals. I wanted to visit more museums. I would also say I accomplished that. Then I wrote down quality time, do things with friends and my boyfriend that you haven't done before, trying out new restaurants, new activities, new cities, etc. I tried out a lot of new restaurants, new activities. I don't know. Well, I definitely had a lot of quality time with my friends and boyfriend, but I can't really remember like what new activities we did. Then I had walks. I wanted to explore more of the nature in Denmark, and Christian and I actually went on a day's walking trip, and that was fun and not so fun. It was like a mixed experience. And then I had trips. I wanted to go camping, and I did that. I actually did that twice. I wanted to go to London, also did that. And then I wrote down summer vacation, visit Italy or France, also did that. I visited Tuscany. And then the last subject is home. I wanted to get the bedroom done. I'm not sure if it's done. You can't really see anything because I've just zoomed in on me because everything looks like a mess right now. I got a lot of new beddings. We also expanded our closet. I got a new desk for the bedroom. So a little bit happened actually. So that was my goals for 2024, and as you can see, a lot happened and I accomplished almost all of them, which is crazy. I'm very excited for 2025. Hopefully I can also accomplish almost all of the things that I wrote down for 2025. So let's dig in for my 2025 vision board and ins and outs. So first, here is my vision board for 2025. Very autumn themed. I guess that's just what I'm drawn to, just like the cozy, slow living life. And then for my ins and outs. Well, for my ins, I want to get out of my comfort zone. A quote that I lived by in 2024 was, "Nothing changes if nothing changes." Every time I said that out loud or inside my head, it gave me this boost of confidence that if you don't do something out of your comfort zone, you will never develop as a person. So I'm definitely taking that quote with me into 2025. Getting out of comfort zone is very healthy for you, otherwise you will just stay the same. Like recently I was invited to a dinner party where I didn't know anyone, and it was like a dinner party for 50 people, but I immediately said yes because I knew that it was something that was out of my comfort zone. I actually ended up having a great evening. People were obviously so sweet, and I also met a lot of new people, and that is also something that I have for my ins, that I want to meet new people because that is also something that can like provoke me to develop myself. I also want to do more filming, video content, and also analog pictures. So being creative with that. Then I wrote down saying no. And then I also wrote down saying yes. I had saying no on my 2024 ins. And the reason why I wrote down that last year and also again was I found it very helpful to remember that I have to prioritize myself, and you don't have to say yes to everything. It's also okay to say no. But then I also wrote down saying yes because it can get you out of your comfort zone. As I also mentioned before, like saying yes to going to the dinner party where I knew no one. So like balancing that, I guess. Then I wrote down alone time. I think it's something that I've always kind of liked, but I've also dealt with a lot of FOMO. So like kind of pushing myself to say no and just be alone and not always do something on Friday evening. Then I wrote down minimalism, and like minimalism in a lot of ways, both like in my environment, like my apartment, but also like my style, my routines, purchasing, don't purchase that much, instead like getting rid of stuff actually. Then I wrote down books. As you can probably tell, I've really enjoyed reading lately. Facial treatments, kind of like a self-care thing. So booking some facial treatments in 2025. I've already booked one facial treatment here in the 1st of February. And then I wrote down sunscreen because sunscreen is very important and I want to also remember that. Then my outs for 2025, I wrote down clutter because who likes clutter? Well, I don't. And just with like the hectic everyday that I have, it becomes quite messy in here. So I want to be better at decluttering throughout the weekday, but also getting rid of stuff. Then I also wrote down screen time. I use a lot of my awake hours looking at a computer and my iPhone because it's also a part of my job. So I want to get better at not looking at a screen when I'm off work. Instead of looking at a screen, maybe prioritizing reading or maybe going for a walk or something. Shame over liking romance books. I guess I wrote that down just as a fun thing because it's pretty much all that I read. It's just a romance book. I love it, so why should I be ashamed about that? I wrote down hangovers. Well, who like hangovers? It's never fun. Impulse buying, not because that it's something that I do that much, but sometimes you do get caught up in the moment and buy this because I don't know, you thought it would be a good idea. Then I wrote down meat. It's not because that I want to be a vegetarian. I don't think I'm there yet. Just always having in mind that you can choose a vegetarian alternative and it will be maybe even more delicious. And then I wrote down colored socks because every time I wear the colored socks, I only wear them if I'm wearing like boots or shoes where you can't see my socks. And I don't want to like choose my outfit because of the socks that I'm wearing. Micro trends. Again, like the impulse buying, I wrote it down just as a reminder. Takeaway. Yeah, what can I say about that? I don't want to order that much takeaway. I want to get better at grocery shopping, prioritizing that. Always have to be constantly distracted. There's so many things that I do on a daily basis where I do two things at the same time. Like if I cook a meal, I also watch my TV show. If I'm cleaning the apartment, I also listen to a podcast. You know, it's always like two things at the same time. So just like enjoying the things that you're doing instead of always looking for a constantly distraction. And then I said saying yes only out of guilt and obligation. Yeah, and I guess that pretty much just speaks for itself. But that was my in and outs for 2025. But now I want to dig into the categories, and those categories also speaks with my ins and outs and my vision board that I showed you in the beginning. So like for work, I wrote down a lot with Christian because there's a lot of things that we want to do. I guess I don't want to bore you that much with it, but we want to launch some new styles and colors. And then my goals for my social media. I want to get better at posting on YouTube, but I wrote down that I wanted to publish 2 videos each month. I want to buy myself an analog camera and always have it in my bag because it's just such a nice thing to look back at. And then for my creative goals, I wrote down some goals for Christian, like we want to do X amount of campaigns. I also want to prioritize knitting. I've really enjoyed knitting. I want to do 10 knitting projects this year. Last year, I wrote that I want to do 5, so I doubled that. And then I also want to make a cable knit sweater, which is only for the advanced knitters, but I'll take the challenge. Then I want to read more. I wrote down last year that I want to read 4 books. So I raised that with 1 more. So 5 books in total for this year. Then I have the me goals. As I told you, the minimalistic look, focus on stamble pieces, do more monochrome outfits, buying quality pieces, less clothes, but better. Then I have put down going on solo dates. So basically just the same as I put down last year. As I've only done it once last year, I thought I would put it on my 2025 vision board again because I want to do it more. Well, I've already done it today, so far so good, but I want to do it more than once. And then I also want to do some more running. It was also on my vision board last year, but I didn't set it as a goal. But last year I ran 5 kilometers, so that for me is quite good. So I put down a goal that I wanted to run 7 kilometers. Then the you and me goals. Concerts. I want to go to more concerts, festivals, because for me, it gives me so much joy. It's just always such a good atmosphere at a concert. Like people are there to enjoy themselves and enjoy their friends. I just love it. So more concerts in 2025. Quality time with Christian. As you know, we work together with the shoe brand. We also live together. So I feel like I had to put this down because it's very important that we also do things together outside of the apartment that isn't concerning work. Then again, I put down walks as I did last year, even though I didn't really go for that many walks. It's just very good for you to be outside, so I wanted to put that down again. Then I have put down 6 trips in 2025. I want to go to Portugal with Christian because that is where our shoes are being made. I have to visit our manufacturer again. Then I want to go to a spa. I never went to a spa before actually, so I want to go to a spa for a weekend. I want to visit a European city. I don't know which one yet. I think maybe Madrid or something in Spain. Or maybe also just like Berlin because it's so close and I love that city. Canoeing. I really want Christian and I to go canoeing. We also did that 2 summers ago. I want to go camping again. I've also done that the last 2 or 3 years. So doing that again because it's just so cozy. And then I also want to go on a retreat, a yoga retreat. So like having a slow paced vacation. But I know that retreats are usually very expensive, so we have to see about that. And then the last category is home. Here I put down the word minimalism again. I wanted to put up some curtains. I want to paint the door that we have to the living room. I painted half of it, but that was like 2 years ago. And then right now we have the blue wall. We have talked about maybe painting that another color or maybe just white. We have this coffee table that needs to be redone. And then we also want to make a book arrangement somewhere. And that's my goals. And that was also a lot. I hope it wasn't too boring. I totally forgot to drink my little sparkling thing because I've just been yapping. I hope it gave you a little bit of inspiration, maybe. So it wasn't just me talking about all the things that I've accomplished and all the things that I want to accomplish. But I would really like to hear what you guys have for your ins and outs for 2025. I would love to hear it in the comments. Then we can also like inspire each other in the comments. That would be so cute. Okay, enough about that. It's only 12 p.m., so still have the whole day ahead of us. The only sad thing about Denmark right now is the sun is already going down in 3.5 hours. And then after that, I'm pretty much just ready to go to bed. But I'm meeting up with Line in like an hour or so. We're gonna go for a little walk. Wow, that was cold. And there were so many times that we almost fell because it was so slippery all over because of the snow. Okay, my iPhone went out of storage, so here we are again. Well, it's becoming dark, so I think for the rest of the evening I'm just gonna chill. And then there is another thing that has happened in the last month. Christian and I bought a new couch. It was a bit expensive, so we decided that it was our Christmas gift to each other. Behind me I also have a little new thing, candle holder that I got for my birthday. Very pretty. We have the two bookshelves here, or shelf that we want to use for books. We want to paint them white and then just have books all over. Right now it's just a lot of shoes here, but that's the thing when you have your own shoe brand in your apartment. It's just shoes everywhere, but we need to find another place for that. But now it's time to chill. I think I'm gonna watch Sex and the City. I just started on this series again for the fourth time or so.